Attempt 2 of making this motovlog. First time I couldn't stop fucking coughing every 10 seconds. So, hopefully this one works better. I know you guys don't want to listen to me cough the whole time. Oh, let's back up. Alright. And we're off to the races. What's up, everybody? StevoFS here. Another great day in Florida. Rained for about 2 hours and it looks like it may become sunny. Well, still a lot of clouds, but let's hope for the sun, guys. Let's hope for the sun. Fingers crossed. Alright, guys, well, got some news for you guys. I got fired today. Yeah! But before you guys say, well, you should be happy about that, let's get some backstory on this. Number one, my boss is a total dick, know-it-all, never wrong about anything, and you can't tell him otherwise, even if you show him facts. So, I've been working there for about 3 years now. I think maybe a month away from being 3 years there. And so far, out of like 7 people, I'm the only one that lasted that long. Everybody else lasted about anywhere from a week to a month before either they got fired or just got tired of his bullshit and left. So, and he did just hire 2 new people. One guy to do, just like random shit, and another guy to, somewhat weld. And he's been a dick to the one guy that just runs around and does all the shit work. Because, granted, the kid has never done anything like that before, and he's supposed to be training them, but he doesn't train them. He just says, hey, do this, and then when they don't know how to do it, or it take too long, he yells at them and screams at them and shit, and goes off on them in front of everyone else, which I think is pretty wrong and messed up. If you're gonna choose someone out or something like that, you probably should, call them into your office and do that, and not in front of everybody else. Out of, I don't know, maybe out of the respect of the person. I think that's pretty fucked up. But, yeah, back to my story. So, I've been dealing with this guy for 3 years. Not quite 3 years, but pretty close. And he gets pissed off all the time. And when he gets pissed off, he becomes like a giant fucking kid and just screams and cusses and all this shit. And he's never wrong. So I've been, I've wanted to quit for fucking almost 2 years now. It's been that bad, but I'm the kind of person that hates quitting things. So, I've been sticking it out, dealing with it for that long, and for about 2 years now, I've told everybody, here I'm coughing again, if I got fired, I wouldn't be sad one bit. I'd actually be happy. And fucking A, this cough, man. And I'm truly happy. And there's so much stress, gone now. I'm relieved. I'm happy. Not stressed anymore. I feel fucking great, to be honest. I know it's kind of weird to say when you just got fired. But yeah, so like I said, he's a know-it-all and all this shit. He does nothing wrong. And just to give you a pointer, some points on how much he's a dick. My dad passed a few weeks ago, and I had to go out of town. And you think you want some time to kind of soak it in and get your head right. Man, the first day after my dad passed, he's want me to come into work. I'm like, man, I need some time. So, and I had to go down to West Palm to to the funeral and shit. So, you know, I don't go into work Monday. Tuesday I go up there to, damn it, to get my check. The first thing he starts off is talking about, you know, how this order has to go up, yet it's not supposed to go up for fucking a month. And how he needs to be working all this. So, you know, I need to say I go into work for 2 days and push everything back. You know, Ricky's pissed at me. And I go work for him. And then I leave. And the whole time down there, he's texting me like, oh, when you come back, when you come back. But, well, I'm not going to bore you with that shit. Because there's actually a video up on my channel. I think it's titled Rant, Hammer Wrong for Feeling This Way. If you want to know more about that, you can go ahead and watch that. Let's get back to the main thing. So, before I leave to go down there, you know, I pack up some threaded rod that I've cut to make to a certain size, and nuts and washers, which I like to go send off to be plated. And you know, a few weeks later, he's looking for these washers that for a different job, and he's like, "Where are these washers at?" You know, I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know where they're at." And he's like, "Did you send the wrong washers out?" It's like, "No. I sent the right washers out." Sorry guys for coughing so much. I sent the right washers out. And he's like, "No, you didn't. You sent the wrong washers." I was like, "No, I sent the right ones. I sent the ones you told me to send. And I checked it. And I know I sent the right washers. So I'm willing to bet my life on it." He was like, "No, you didn't. You sent the wrong fucking washers." So needless to say, a few minutes later, after he's cussing and yelling and all this shit and saying I'm wrong and I did it, sent the wrong shit, he goes in his office and I kind of follow him in there and go into the kitchen area and and get some water. And I'm walking out and he's looking at his order list. He's like, "Oh, I didn't order those washers." Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, asshole, I know you didn't order those washers because they're not there and I didn't send the wrong washers. Did I get a sorry or an apology or anything acknowledge that he was wrong? No, because he won't admit it. He will not fucking admit it that he's wrong. He can never be wrong. And so that's just one little small thing. And there's a million other things I've been dealing with. But this really topper is, we're doing this job and you know it's going to Australia and it had to be x-rayed. I welded one of the pieces of the product, he welded the other parts. They had to be x-rayed. So these guys come in to x-ray, and we're out in the shop, and one guy walks in, and my boss is like, "Well, which one's failed?" And he's like, "There's one on the table, and there's one on positioner." And he's like, "The one on the table failed, and the one on positioner passed." And mine was on the table, so I'm like, "Oh fuck, man, mine failed." And as soon as he says that, he's like, "Oh, your shit failed," and just, you know, trying to like make me feel like shit, and he's like the greatest fucking everything in the world. And then the guy that actually did the x-rays walks in. He's like, no, you're wrong. The one on the table passed. The one on the positioner failed. And I'm just like, fuck you, asshole. He totally just shut his mouth, didn't say a goddamn thing. And didn't apologize for that either. Nope, of course not. And then, I'm sorry guys about this cough. I don't know what it is. I even stopped at the store to get some coffee so hopefully they'll wash it down, but it didn't work, I guess. So where was I? So yeah, you know, and needless to say, he goes on the, you know, the x-ray guys have this truck, and he's trying to argue with these guys about their job, about how is this shit failing and all this. And the guys are just like, there's stuff in it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's in there. We can't say it passed it if there's shit in there. It's alright. So he grinds out the shit. Well, he gets one of the new guys to grind out all this shit, and then he goes and welds it up. You know, the things he failed, he welds them back up. Damn, I can't drive. I'm in the wrong gear. And he welds them all up, and he calls them back, and shit fails again because he didn't get all the shit out because it was in there. And you know, once again, he's arguing with these guys, how does this shit fail? And he's trying to make excuses and find any way possible to make it that he wasn't wrong and he's right, but he's wrong. So the guys leave and they're listening today, and I'm shutting the shop down, and he's like, you know, you're gonna fix this one and do this one over, and I'm tired of messing with it because you know he can't fucking weld. And don't tell him I said that. I don't give a fuck, tell him. So, then, the next day I come in and, get my grinder and my gear on, get ready to grind it all out. And he said this thing is fucking humongous, so it took me pretty much all day, and I've got 75% of it done. And I'm grinding away, all fucking day. And comes the end of the day, and he's like, man, you ground so deep. I was like, yeah, I had to ground like almost an inch in to get to the slag. And then he's like, well, why'd you make it so wide? Which I did about maybe an inch wide. It was like, because there was slag over there and I had to get it out or it would fail again. And he's slowly getting, alright guys, well, in the middle of that last conversation we were having, my camera died. So I went home and charged for a little bit. It's not fully charged, so it probably won't last long, so I'm gonna try to finish this off before it goes out. But yeah, where I was at, I think I was trying to describe what I was doing. So yeah, I was grinding it out, and about an inch deep and about an inch wide to get all the slag out. And he was just flipping out because he doesn't want to admit that there was slag all up in his shit. And there was. I mean, there was a lot. I even showed one of the new guys. It was like, hey, look at this. And he's like, yeah, man, that's definitely slag. And it was. So I had to go as deep as I had to and as wide to get the slag out. Or, of course, when they come back to X-ray again, it'd fill again. So, needless to say, he's getting pissy because I was trying to explain what I was doing. And he didn't want to admit that that shit was that deep. And he thought he got it all out when he repaired it the first time. But, yeah, he didn't do it. So yeah, he's just getting pissy, and he just kept going and going, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to put up with your bullshit and just let you talk to me like I'm a piece of trash and don't know a goddamn thing, So I defended myself, telling him, hey, that it was there. It is 100% there. I know what slag looks like. I know what, grinder mark look like. This was not fucking grinder marks. It was slag. So I'm sorry. And he got so fucking pissed, livid. And I told him, I was like, look, you said this about the last thing that I ground out because you failed it and there was slag in it. So I ground out until I got all the slag out. And, he was bitching about that when I did that one. But yet, come to find out, that one ended up passing. So, I mean, am I wrong or what? Because, damn, I knew how to drive. But yeah. So I wasn't about to, grind, barely into it and then weld it again and then have it come failed again so he can bitch me out about it failing. I don't fucking think so. I'm getting that shit out. And that's what I did. I got it out. And, so yeah, he's bitching and complaining. It's the end of the day anyways. It was like almost 5 o'clock. And, I'm starting to clean up and shit. And he just keeps going and going and going, and I just stop and go and clean up. And he just gets pissed and pissed and pissed and keeps saying it over and over. And he keeps making up other shit up, just to try to make himself feel good about himself and make me feel like I'm wrong and a piece of shit. I don't think so. So he's so pissed off. He's like, just go home. I was like, okay, it's 5 o'clock anyways. So I go to leave, I kind of stand up, turn around, and he's walking away, and he fucking kicks some shit and starts throwing shit and throwing a tantrum because he hates to be called wrong. And he knows it. And so I leave. I was like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna fucking deal with this shit. I go home. When I'm at home anyways, I call around and ask about some other jobs. And I get a text a few hours later. He's like I revoked your access, your PIN code for the alarm, and just make sure you bring your keys in tomorrow. You don't have access to the shop if you need it. And I didn't respond to him or whatever. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's fine with me. And so, I get up in the morning and get dressed and I head to work. And I get there, taking my motorcycle gear off. He walks up to me. He's like, yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna have to let you go and everything. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I really think he was hoping, you know, to see me beg for my job, but I don't fucking think so. I'm not begging you. You're a fucking asshole. And so I was like, all right. And I give him the keys, and I get back on my bike and leave. I'm not gonna sit there and beg you because you're a fucking asshole, man. You know, I was kind of hoping you'd fire me because I don't have to I don't have to quit, and I don't have to deal with your ass anymore. Because I hate quitting. I mean, you know, I probably should have quit a long time ago. I would have been a lot happier, but I'm happy now. I'm really happy now. But I have a potential job, just waiting to find out about it. So maybe next week or the week after that, hopefully I can get this job. If that doesn't work out, then you know, I'll look somewhere else and find something to do. I mean, I can always go on the road. You know, I do weld, so I can go on the road, traveling job. But I don't really want to, you know, travel like that. You're gone for, you know, months at a time. I'm kind of done with the traveling like that. You know, did that in the Marine Corps. But yeah, that's my story kind of shortened up, even though that was kind of long. But it's shortened up for, you know, I can tell you the whole history of him, you know, being an asshole and the way he is. But yeah, like I said before, he's one of those people that knows it all, is never wrong. Even if you show him the facts, he'll deny it. And even like fucking, you know, inspectors and people that have done it their whole life, you know, he tries to argue with them about everything just to try to get this so them to kind of agree with him so he could say he's right even when he's wrong. I don't know how white people be like that after all the time I spent there and the shit I put up with and all the hours I worked, probably getting robbed of fucking money because it was not worth it at all, you know. But whatever, that's life. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, just move on to the next chapter of my life, and hopefully it'll be a lot happier. It already is a lot happier. God, I feel so good. I feel the stress is lifted off, you know. So, but anyway, guys, you know, if you're not happy at your job, you know, I recommend you at least try to find a job first before you quit somewhere. But if they're dickheads and you know you're right and they're in the wrong, if you can, I know sometimes people you just can't. You gotta stick it out because you need money. But if you can, ditch the place. Get the fuck out of there. It ain't worth it. It brings you down, man. It brings you down. When you hate getting up in the morning, you hate going to work, you don't need to be there. You know, you only live once. So try to find something that makes you happy, or something that doesn't just stress you the fuck out and make you angry every day. That's my advice to you guys. Take it if you want. But yeah, guys, alright, well, I hope you guys have a great day. I know I'm having a great day. And as always, peace, love, and unicorns. Stevo out.